Hey guys, welcome back to Should I Keep This with part 2, where we will cover the special weapons and we will start with what is probably the most popular, the shotgun. In the first slot, we have some options. Starting with PvE, the best options seem to be crowd control, full auto, shot package, and maybe rangefinder. I'm currently working on a video that covers the difference between shot package and rangefinder, but for now we'll say that they are on basically equal terms for PvE. Things like Replenish and Grave Robber are a little better on the special weapons compared to the primary weapons due to the scarcity of ammo, but I don't know if they break into the top tier of bonuses. The reason I'm iffy on crowd control is because typically you're busting out the shotgun to take out a big target and not to kill a bunch of little targets, therefore you're not going to be getting the bonus as often. However, that's not to say you're not capable of killing a bunch of little targets anyway, or major targets that go down in a couple of shots. Found Verdict is probably the best shotgun in the game for PvE because of its very high damage and its ability to pump out said damage very quickly through full auto. I'll say for PvE that full auto might be the best option because you want to use the shotgun in a way that will completely annihilate any enemy you're trying to kill, and being able to shoot quickly is a major benefit with shot package, rangefinder, and crowd control being behind it. In the center column, a reload speed bonus is going to be your best option. Smallbore is a popular option because it increases your range but decreases your magazine size, which is not great for the full auto build. I would go reload speed as generally, if you're using a shotgun in PvE, you're probably not afraid of getting into point blank range, whereas in PvP you want to kill from as far away as possible. For your second slot, Army of One, Grenadier, Final Round, and to a much lesser extent Luck in the Chamber are your top options. Now with Army of One and Grenadier, that doesn't play too well into the whole going for big targets strategy I was talking about earlier, but they are still somewhat good options considering the one-shot nature of the shotgun. You'll still find times where you will be taking out a bunch of little enemies as opposed to one big one. Final Round is a very boring bonus, but it can be abused a little bit for some bonus damage. Luck in the Chamber is basically a worse Final Round because it's unpredictable. I'd still probably go with Army of One or Final Round as my PvE option for maximum damage output. If this sounds very much like I'm trying to make a Found Verdict style shotgun, that's because it is, and if you want a great PvE shotgun, you should really just try and go get a Found Verdict. For PvP, Shot Package is the reigning champion according to the community, with Rangefinder to a lesser extent there, and although I don't truly know which is better just yet, Shot Package is very much the go-to. That's unfortunate really, because there are cool bonuses here. Grave Robber and Close and/or Personal would be pretty cool bonuses with something like Cascade in the second slot, but Shot Package and Rangefinder are just the better options. Smallbore is going to be the best option in the middle column because range is great, with reload speed bonuses coming in second place. For your second slot, Knee Pads is a very popular choice as Slide Shotgun is very popular, but this bonus is open to personal preference. Battle Runner is a very fun bonus, Cascade is good for you shotgun melee combo players, and of course Grenadier and Army of One are very reasonable options as well. You're pretty free to choose something that you like, which is good because having options is good. Moving to fusion rifles historically do not have any bonuses that were must-haves, and that remains in the House of Wolves, so I'll keep this quick. In the first slot, Hipfire actually isn't the worst idea in the world, and a reload speed bonus like Feeding Frenzy or Spray and Play isn't too bad either, but nothing really stands out whatsoever. In the middle column, Enhanced Battery or Accelerated Coils are both good overall options. I wouldn't go with an Increase X, Decrease Y bonus. In the second slot, Battle Runner and maybe Rangefinder are going to be your PvP exclusive options, while something like Army of One or Grenadier work great for both PvE and PvP. Sorry for not really elaborating more on these options, but they're just really not that interesting, and you guys have heard about Army of One and Grenadier many times, nor are there any options that are very polarizing to discuss. Finally, hitting up snipers. In the first slot, we definitely have options, but there's nothing that screams, you must have me. For PvE, Hidden Hand, Outlaw, Triple Tap, and to an extent Clown Cartridge are all viable options. Anything that relies on precision hits for PvE is going to be good as you are more likely to actually hit those shots more consistently than versus something like PvP. In the center column, you have your pick. Speed Reload, high caliber rounds for extra stunning power, Casket Mag for more ammo are all great options and all come on different nodes, so it is possible to have all three if you're lucky, Although, if you choose Outlaw or a reload speed bonus in your first slot, you don't really need another one. In the second slot for PvE, Grenadier and Surplus are good options to keep yourself dealing damage as often as possible, along with performance bonus to a slightly lesser extent. How about for PvP? Well, this is definitely one of the most frequently asked questions I get for reforging a sniper, mainly because you're probably already using Black Hammer in your sniper slot for PvE. In the first slot, Hidden Hand is pretty much your best PvP option. It'll be a rare day to proc triple tap. Outlaw is alright, but nothing amazing, and Clown Cartridge is decent if you don't mind spamming your reload a lot, and everything else is just kinda whatever. In the center column, you're basically going to be looking at the same thing as PvE minus the high caliber rounds. Armor piercing rounds used to be popular, they got nerfed pretty badly, but I don't know if they're still really worth using as I don't really use a sniper with armor piercing rounds anymore, but I haven't really heard anyone say anything great about them recently. Casket Mag is good for more ammo, especially on something like Her Benevolence, where your stability doesn't matter as much because your rate of fire is so much slower. In the second slot, you would think that Unflinching would be the obvious go-to for the perk, and it would be if it didn't feel so useless. I have not personally gotten around to testing it out just yet, but Holtzman of Planet Destiny said that he did some preliminary testing and his test showed that Unflinching basically does nothing, or if it does, it is essentially unnoticeable. Therefore, I don't know how much I can really recommend it. Grenadier ends up being a good option, performance bonus is alright, but you're pretty limited here in the second slot. Anyway guys, those are my recommendations for reforging those special weapons. Fusions and snipers are pretty lackluster when it comes to the perk selection, unfortunately, while shotguns definitely have some options, at least for PvE. We'll cap this off with a quick video on the heavy weapons pretty soon. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.